It's okay. Off the mic, it's okay. Off the mic,
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go sama us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This man not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Aha. Now him una don hear all these bad politicians, them we call themselves politicians. Where they thief our money, we no want make the common man get wetin him suppose get for this country. Una never hear something. Now go hear one. Maiyegun, you go show una paper. Maiyegun diary Politico. So my people make you shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Maiyegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Maiyegun máa wí.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré, wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Maiyegun diary Politico.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun diary, na he be number one.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Maiyegun diary, na he be number one.
Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dódòdó.
Maiyegun diary, na he be number one.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bíjó ìgbádìyẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Presido bá rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Hello there, brethren. So good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and a good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. It is a brunch time with Maiyegun live. And thank you very much once again for joining. And this can be the continuation of what we discussed yesterday. So Deji Adeyaju has finally gotten the attention he's been craving for, and is going to milk it. So yesterday, what was in the news was that the law firm representing Peter Obi sent a letter to Deji Adeyaju to retract and apologize over all the defamatory and then lies posted about Obi in the media. And people have been reacting to that. Like, number one, maybe Peter Obi shouldn't even have bothered. Like, for somebody like himself who have been so much like vilified by his critics. So this one seems to be like, oh, they finally got under his skins. While others are like, no. Sometimes there is a time to actually push back. Wherever you swing or whatever side you probably you are, right? Yeah, is the continuation. Because yesterday, Deji Adeyaju himself was a guest. Was it yesterday? Yeah. Was a guest of a program on channels where the same conversation popped up. I think it was even invited because of it, right? And he went on to repeat most of what is currently being like almost a suit for. And that includes calling Obi a liar, a bigot, the head of the mob, leader of the mob. And he also said that if the opposition presents him, he would rather go and work for Tinubu. And that's the conversation we're going to start with today. Mind you, there were other snippets from their ongoing NBA conference in Enugu, in which, the constitutional lawyer, I've been a human rights lawyer, that is Ozekomeh, was one of the speakers again, and he spoke on the lie called Nigeria, right? And he pretty much asked the lawyers that, look at yourselves, in a country where increasingly every day human rights abuses and, all those social vices are becoming systemic. So you that are lawyers that probably couldn't even defend yourselves, how do you think you can defend the trapped people in this contraption? He continued to mute the idea of, renegotiating this contraption and decide if people still want this or they want something different, sort of. and the issue of human rights abuses, right? A case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was also popped up. His own lawyer was there, right? As everyone was talking about what they probably felt was important to them, his lawyer reminded them that there is somebody who is a prisoner of conscience right now. And no lawyer in this room will pretend not to be aware of the injustice being meted at Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to the point that the system continued to even disobey their own court judgments and all that. So they should also ponder on that, and many, many others who are currently languishing in different prisons in Nigeria for doing absolutely nothing, right? While the criminals that are depleting the country, dividing the country, looting the country, terrorizing the country, continue to walk free because they have been helped by those who are supposed to understand the law that should hold them responsible. It's now been like manipulated, tweaked to favor these rogues and punish the people who are supposed to be the base of their democracy, put it that way. So Daji is now going to be doing media tour, and I think it is the attention is being craving. Like I said from the start, he is going to milk it. But his own driving motivation, according to him, was that it was Peter Obi that sent for him. And of course, he went, they discussed, right? And when he was leaving, right, Peter Obi offered him money. And he was like, thank you for coming, money. So he, Daji, automatically felt like, this man is a fraud. I thought they said he doesn't give people money. And from that moment on, he believed automatically that Peter Obi is a fraud, and he made other things up. Things that he himself said, Obi should go ahead and do his worst. They will meet in court. So that's where we're going to start from at this noon. And remember, it is an open mic, meaning you can phone in anytime. I can take a break and take your call just before we go to something else, right? Here, Daji.
I said 5 pages long, lots of things said. But let's just start by saying this is not in court yet, so we can discuss this. What exactly is your grouse against Mr. Peter Obi and the obedience?
Yes, so in the wake up to the 2023 general election, because I'm not political, I'm just expressing my thoughts about why the opposition should come together and unite against the criminal APC and roguish APC government that always rig elections. That if the opposition is divided, that there's no way they can win. I was just expressing my political thoughts and views. The idea of the Obi candidacy excited me, and I said, but that he needed the buy-in of Atiku and Kwankwaso. I even urged Kwankwaso to deputize Obi. I urged Atiku to step down for Peter Obi, and all that. So in the process of that analysis, just expressing my views, I also said the fact that Atiku has been running for president in perpetuity, that he cannot continue to run. I was just expressing my views as a Nigerian. So then Peter Obi all of a sudden started trying to reach out to me to meet me. But at that time I was out of the country. I think I was in Dubai or somewhere. So, but he was persistent in reaching out to me. And I was avoiding him. But, I didn't want to see him because I didn't want it to look like, because I've expressed my views, which seems to be like almost in his favor, he now wants to see me and corner me to be one of his supporters. I don't want to support any politician because I'm not partisan. Because some people had already started even resigning from activism and joining him. So I didn't want to join his bandwagon, but I was excited by the idea of Peter Obi because, of course, Southeast have not produced a president in a very long time, except after post-independence anyway. So I was excited. So subsequently, I made some further views, and this time around, he was more persistent. So one of his aides, a journalist, reached out to me. So we subsequently met. And I said, yes, He commended me for some of my views and all that, and said that it would be exciting to work together. I said, I'm not working with anybody. But I now made some observations about the things that he has been accused of doing in the past. Corruption. Sarah reporter reported the story where his staff was caught with money. He tried to explain it, but I was not satisfied. Then I also raised the issue about these issues of him using state resources in Anambra to invest in his family business. His explanation to me in his defense was that he had resigned from the company before he became a governor. I was flabbergasted. I couldn't just wait to get up to leave the place. I'm like, how can a man that wants to be president of Nigeria not see the clear abuse? You understand? That he has abused his office to do such a thing. He was justifying it. He didn't see anything wrong in it. I was completely disgusted. So eventually I didn't want to disrespect him, so I wanted to leave. And then he got into, because we're like in the living room, it's like a suite. Then he got into a room and said, oh, please, he's coming. That he wants to go inside the room and he has something for me. So he brought one envelope or something like that. And said, no, this is just a small thing. It's just for coming, blah, blah, blah. I said, I laughed. I said, that means you don't know me. I said, and you are friends with Mimiko, former Governor Mimiko and others. There are people that was close to you. You'll have asked them about me. If we do anything, it's because of conviction. It's even me that will bring out of my money and support you. You know, so he kept insisting that it's not like that. It's not what I'm thinking. I said, God forbid. I left. So, however, I never revealed what happened to anyone. So I remember vividly, he went to, was it Egypt, to inspect some power or something. At the peak of the Ekiti election, when his candidate in the Labour Party was running. So I criticized and said, you should be in Ekiti and not in Egypt. And I said, because you want to be president, you must go and campaign for your candidate and try to win. Man, his aides, some of these young boys that are around him, started insulting me, that the reason why I'm criticizing him now is because that I was saying that he was okay, he was good. That the reason why I'm criticizing him now is that I brought a proposal to him and I demanded, is it 200 million or something? And that he told me that I said, me? And these are his close aides. So they started doing that. So I said, oh, because I had observed the pattern about them, that they terrorize people online, insult people, slander people. His mob, his obedient mob were practically uncontrollable during the last election. So I said, okay, so these people do not even want dissent of any kind of criticism of their candidate of any kind. I said, okay, I'm not going to even leave Tinubu alone and now face them, because we cannot have a situation in our country or in our polity where political extremism becomes the order of the day. And Nigerians are living witnesses to the things that eventually happened to the build-up of the last election. We have never had this kind of toxic political experience. Aside the Buharis, after the Buharis, the obedient mob is the most toxic political movement that we have ever witnessed in this country. They threaten Supreme Court judges, Court of Appeal Court judges, threatening artists, threatening Professor Wole Soyinka, insulted everybody in this country because of Peter. And so, what are the things I said? Everything I said is true. In a civil suit or criminal suit of defamation, justification, truth is a defense. What are the things I said? I said he's a political fraud, that he's paraded himself as a messiah. Of course he is a political fraud. Didn't he swear that he will never leave Abga? That any day he leaves Abga, let something which I won't want to see on TV. Then he left Abga. The only thing that I forgot to say, among the things that he should now add to his defamation suit, is that he's a political prostitute. Hobnobbing, and look at what he said about the people that he wanted to defeat in the last election. He said they operate a structure of criminality, but today he's with them. He has one leg in PDP, they are discussing with him, another leg in ADC, and he's still a member of Labour Party. Confused politician. So he should do his worst.
He should do his worst. Now, you have heard from him directly. For those of you who are just probably seeing the conversation for the first time, right? Things went south from the moment he felt insulted that Obi was offering him money. Then after leaving, he said he criticized Obi, and people who were close to Obi, that he knew that they were close to Obi, started writing that the reason why he's criticizing Obi was because I think I remember that time too. So that was what threw him off his feet. And that's how he went dark. Now, everything he said is listed, right? He's not the only person who has expressed that similar view. But you see, that he is expressing such a similar views doesn't make them right. Here is something. If this is me just kind of like throwing it out now based on what he said, though, right? Do you know the reason why the regime of Goodluck Ebele Jonathan docked Tinubu? Don't worry, I'll tell you in case if you don't. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, they were looking for something, anything that they could use, right? Because then they knew that it was the idea of Tinubu, right, that was pretty much driving APC move at the time. So they needed something. It was no longer governor, remember? So the Code of Conduct Bureau, they now found that Tinubu was operating, when he was governor, he was operating bank accounts in America. And the balance in those accounts, they put everything together, it was like maybe $6,000 or $7,000. It was so like paltry compared, right? But they said, according to their law, he broke law. I mean, if you remember that time, it was still docked. But unfortunately, he managed his way to wriggle himself out of the system. So if Peter Obi, this is common sense now, are you with me? This is not like trying to kind of make something stick. If Peter Obi had committed a crime, don't you think, even if it is just an invitation, right? Tinubu is known to have looted Lagos and continue to loot Lagos. And this is like a consensus that people agreed because there's evidence, right? But yet, now one foreign bank account with $4,000 or $6,000 balance is the reason why they docked him in Abuja at that time. You remember that photo that he sat in the dock like that? And all the ACN governors, the rest of them, their senators, everybody, they were all inside the courtroom in solidarity, remember? Now, the point I'm trying to make here is this. Deji may make assertions, but that doesn't make them true. And if for any reason, Peter Obi has managed, as a businessman in that system, he has managed, right, to use the system to his own advantage, that is not a crime too. However, morally, that is another one that people are trying to also justify, say, well, morally, does that make sense? So because he was a bank chairman, and then he resigned to go and be governor, does that then mean that the money that he invested in the business, he won't collect his own shares, and there is shareholders and the rest of that? Again, like I said, if a law is broken in that place, right? But morally, that would then be, like, how much do you think he made from Anambra's money? That's, I'm just using Deji's word now. How much do you think? How much can anybody say he got? Because if, for example, if Fidelity Bank, right, received a $50 million deposit, fixed deposit, and the bank says, so in 5 years or in 10 years, so the money will become $75 million. So which means Anambra State makes $25 million, Abi? Now, how much did the Fidelity Bank or those banks make? And how much did Peter Obi get? That's how you can single out the moral corruption part of it. Right. So Deji is reacting to the social media bullies. That's why he called the obedient mob. They are terrorizing people on social media. They are insulting people. But now today we insult ourselves. Did you just start insulting yourselves because of Obi or obedient? Abeti Bagbe. The toxicity, he said something like, he said, the level of toxicity they are seeing today, the last time they saw it was during Bokwari's time. Forgetting the fact that those who perpetuated the toxicity, which are now the Buharidins, they are now the bad idiots. You understand? And their toxicity is just carried over. Okay? Now today, not the abuse attack on ourselves. Is it today that you will see, is Obasanjo anywhere near respectful within the Ronukus, if all of you want to be honest? Baba de Banjo, a Yoruba man. What about other people, other leaders or elders from other places that out of the anger of the moment on social media, they have been called names, they have been attacked and called things, even called before he became your president. So Deji is angry that they are terrorizing him on social media. I understand. But one thing you should know as well is that, yeah, Peter Obi might have been the person who is benefiting from the rage and angers of Nigerians. But you cannot deny the fact that those who are reacting on this same social media, they are those who are living inside Nigeria, who are every day lamenting about their situation in that place. So they are not invincible. They are not imported. They are not hired. The beneficiary could be anyone else and not Obi. Do you understand? But the bottom line is this. The real people who terrorizes people physically. Deji is from Kogi State, the state of Tatata, the state of Yeyebelo, the state where the only way APC wins or declare themselves winner is through violence, and it is about guns. Is from there. I don't know if there's any group of people who have actually, at least based on the last your last charade, I don't think I have anywhere you have the obedience where they actually have guns and they were shooting people simply because they must vote for Obi. I don't think there is any. But there are places where they shot people because of Tinubu. These are evidence. These are something that, okay, if you want to actually really be honest, I'm saying now, like if you want to be honest, right? Somebody terrorizing you on social media. Now today, is it today that people are dragging themselves on social media? They said Obi should go and talk to his obedient. But nobody calls Tinubu to go and speak directly to the Ronukus that are threatening their fellow Yorubas in Yoruba land. Ronukus that have created a caste system that they are saying some people are number first class citizen, second class citizen, third class, fourth class, fifth class, 11th class citizens in Yoruba land. Those ones are not toxic. They are not dangerous. Currently in Lagos right now, do you know that the video I shared with you a few days ago where they were fighting in Lagos Island, I have heard now that it has escalated. Yeah. So these, these thugs, these Agberos, they were trying to obtain a shop owner. He resisted. The shop owner is an Igbo man. He resisted. It led to other fight. That was what happened that day. It led to the fight that one person died. So that person that died is a Yoruba boy. The person that died is one of the aggressors. And that has now escalated to something else where they have not confirmed it all, and I will before this evening. That they are saying now that 8 people have died because some thugs are saying, one Yoruba life is going to be 10 Igbo lives right now in Lagos. Who are those behind this? Obedient? Are we going to pretend all the whole thing, the toxicity we are seeing from all sides, the tribalism you are seeing from all sides, and those who are indeed funding it? They actually have different WhatsApp groups of APC, where it was like, it's like they would just deliver the message to them, and like robots, they were all going to jump onto the social media, and they'll be posting the same video stories and the rest of that. So I'm just kind of pointing that out. But Daji has his own, he has his right to express himself, but do so honestly. Do you get that now? But this one doesn't seem to be an honest, opinion. It is a rage reaction that, you have hurt me, you accuse me of collecting money, of want to collect money from Obi. Yeah, she or Obi that is. There are people who are not convinced. Listen to me. I have said that before. There are those who are not convinced about anything that Obi says, which is all right. Is it the same way you passionately, those of you who are obedient, you passionately listen to Obi and like, it should be this. That's the same the Ronukus are passionately listening to Tinubu. And you see that passion that is clashing left, right, and center, right? Does not give anybody any what do you call it? Any form of a right to point fingers dishonestly. However, here is the part. Here's another part of his chart. Listen.
I was addressed to you because a lot of people are wondering, why are you doing this? They see you, in this sense, demarketing Mr. Peter Obi in favor of the APC, because that's what it is in that sense, because you actually said it clearly that rather than vote for Mr. Peter Obi on that first page, you said that you would rather give your vote to President Tinubu than to give it to Mr. Peter Obi. So a lot of people are asking, are you working with the APC? They always refer to your brother as well and say, oh, there's a certain Adeyaju working with government. So let's use this medium to speak to that. Are you defending the, or at least are you supporting the APC by demarketing Mr. Peter Obi?
Why will somebody like me, God forbid that I support APC, support APC for what?
But you said you'd rather give your vote to Mr. Tinubu.
If the opposition presents Peter Obi, I will vote Tinubu. Because we cannot have a situation where people, a man who leads a mob that terrorizes people online, that cannot tolerate criticism, that call people all sorts of, anybody that does not support their candidate is an enemy of Nigeria. Anybody that does not support the candidate has been paid, has been compromised, is supporting the government. Who has Peter Obi criticized this government like the way I've criticized? Does Peter Obi even know what democracy is? What sacrifices has he made for democracy? Look, we have put our line on the line for this country, for preservation of democracy, at personal expense of prosecution. What kind of charges have we not faced in this country? At a time I was almost charged for terrorism. They've charged me for all kinds of offenses in this country. So what are we talking about? What does this person know about democracy or preservation of democracy, for God's sake? What we are saying is that we must sanitize our polity, that we cannot have a country where people who terrorize others, who do not appreciate that people have the right. Look at what they did to Joke Silva during the election. They had artists and Nollywood people supporting them. Nobody terrorized those people. But they terrorized that woman because, and other people, because she decided to support Tinubu in the last election. People have the right. I have the right. I have never voted a bad candidate, in my opinion, before. I have never voted a bad candidate before, in my opinion. In 1999, I voted Obasanjo. In 2003, I abstained. In 2011, I voted Goodluck Jonathan. In 2015, I voted Goodluck Jonathan again against the so-called lovers of democracy who wanted Buhari. I said, there is no way somebody like me can vote Buhari, a man who truncated democracy and his antecedent. And I was vindicated. I said, Buhari's mob, they will suppress freedom of speech, freedom of expression. They will drive Nigeria into autocracy and militocracy. And that was what happened. I was vindicated. In 2019, Buhari didn't even allow me to vote. He arrested me and locked me up in a prison in Kanu because I couldn't vote. In 2023, I voted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So I have never voted a bad candidate before, in my opinion and in my view. And if the opposition makes the mistake of presenting Peter, I will vote Tinubu, just to prevent Peter Obi from emerging as president. Because we cannot have a nation.
Okay, Mr. Adeyaju.
Where
you get it now. So maybe his fear is valid. You understand? But I mean, of what effect, right, would his support or not do for Obi in this regard? I don't know. But maybe his fear is valid. Like, if the way you the obedient, right, like the vultures that defend Obi everywhere. If anybody says anything, you are ready to counter them and fire them and enter them like, as you do. Because that is what it has been since 2011 in Nigeria, right? The elections has always been like war, kind of. The 2023 own was more or less like, the upgraded and updated version. Okay. Ronukus come here to abuse me all the time. Yeah. Some will write a piece too and call me names that I have been paid by. The other day, there was one here who said, I am a IPOB apologist, remember? So it's coming from that part that why are you speaking of everything you are doing is like you are defending the Igbos. You are always you are speaking down about the Yorubas. That's the way Ronuku see me. Do you understand? The fact that for 13 years, I've always been almost on the other side. And when I mean other side is that I've always been at the forefront of those, calling anyone and everyone that has been in charge of that contraption out. Anyone and everyone. Right? But nevertheless, Runukus call me all the time. They said that the Igbos are giving me money. The Igbos are the ones who are giving him money. They are the ones sponsoring him to be attacking, to be downgrading Yoruba land. Because you know why? To them, if you are not supporting Tinubu, then that means you are enemy of Yoruba. So if somebody looks at Obi and look at you at the obedient and say, oh, the way you are going, if anybody doesn't support Obi, you are saying that person is. So that's why I said his fear is valid. We've seen the Buharidins, the Buharididins. You know those who have told me that if they born your papa will come back to Nigeria, the same sewage dwellers of APC, Egbekegbe. But that would not make me come here to come and make up lies about Tinubu. I mean, imagine now, let me sit down here now and be making up lies about Tinubu. Even if we have those who want to just laugh, KKKK, there are those of you that will just automatically stop coming. Like, this guy is just talking nonsense. Do you understand? There are so many of you that as much as you don't like APC, you don't like Tinubu, if Maiyegun comes here every now and then to make up lies, nonsense that doesn't really tally, making up shit, right? There is be a lot of you that will automatically be like, God damn it, man. Why would I sit down with somebody like this and be watching him? Right? As much as you do have people like that on social media, making up shit, nonsense, like Deji Adeyaju. Just to get back at somebody, that's that state of mind where you feel like, how can I get back at these people? How can I get back at your papa? I mean, I've had people here who have asked me which road my papa built. Which one your papa built? And I'm like, so my papa supposed to come build road, while the ones that the criminals you are paying to do the public job, right? The shitty job they are doing is being called out. And somebody from that contraption will ask me, which one your papa don't build? And so now I go just stay there, they talk nonsense. And if now you go do what? So yes, people have said that to me. I never took it as, to me gonsha. And then I'll just come here and say, you know what? Let me tell you a secret. Do you know that I know Remi Tinubu's boyfriend? I know him. He lives in Peckham. It's this and that. I say, what do you want to take Remi Tinubu's boyfriend? What do you want to can do on top of the whole problem with the land right now? Do you get me now? But yeah, people react. And there's so many of us. So the reaction is like in both ways. Deji doesn't have the mileage to actually really challenge Obi per se. And that's why some people said that maybe he shouldn't have even write him or said, I want to sue you. Because right now, over the time, you're going to see him on AIT soon. You're going to see him on TVC. Maybe you're going to see him on Galaxy. It's going to be everywhere. It's going to milk it. And the media is going to have a field day. And of course, the obedient themselves are up to the task. Okay? They are not worried. They have the army. Wherever they turn up, they will challenge them. And in that case, it's just going to be an endless cycle. Here is one of them from northern Nigeria responding.
When they say a man is quiet it does not mean that the man is stupid. When somebody is quiet, it's not stupidity. You see, Peter Obi have been quiet. Anybody can just come online and just talk something about the man. One, you don't know him personally. Two, you have not met him. Three, the man has never looked for your trouble. He has never talked about you. All the man is talking about is that how he wants the country to be better. Even if you say he's talking about the president, this is from a fellow contestant like Tinubu. He contested alongside Tinubu, so he has the right as an opposition to criticize the policies of Tinubu. He has never insulted the personality of Tinubu. I don't think if you have any video evidence to show that Peter Obi have come out openly and directly to insult Tinubu, please show me the video. I don't think Peter Obi have come out and say, "Aye, this man a liar now. This one," he has never insulted Tinubu. All he has done is criticize his politics, his policies, telling him that the policies are being hard on the people. They are siphoning money. Their corruption is going on. That is what you can hear him say. He has never come out to insult anybody. Or he has never come out to say he hates somebody. But people will come out on national television and you will be saying that Peter Obi now pretender now, now yeye man, now thief, now this one, what he do now in the lie. Now, bro, you are talking about this man anyhow as if he's not a human being because he chooses to be gentle. Now, Deji Adeyaju is a man that I respect so much. Personally, I know him. Personally, I have a friendly relationship with him. But when I started seeing the kind of things that Deji Adeyaju started talking about Peter Obi, I start to wonder, where is it coming from? In what occasion have Peter Obi offended Deji or insulted Deji that Deji will now try to retaliate and talk to Peter Obi the way he's talking about Peter Obi? I get to wonder, this same Deji Adeyaju is somebody that used to join Sowore to protest during the government of Buhari. He's an activist before he now became a lawyer. And all of a sudden he became a lawyer. He's now supporting Bury That Man. He's now lawyer to Bury That Man. I now say, okay, he has taken the activism to another level, having a legal backup. But all of a sudden you are deviating from what you are doing with Bury That Man to come and be talking about a presidential candidate. And the one that is in power, ruling, you have not talked about him. You are talking about the presidential candidate that is fighting for a better Nigeria, fighting that the country to be better. You are now talking about him when he did not even attack you in the first place. No, Deji, that is not right. You are my man. But this one you do, I don't understand anymore. So based on what had been going on, is what resulted to what is happening today, which is the breaking news now. Just dropping now that Peter Obi, through his lawyers, have sent a letter to Daji to retract all his statements that he made against Peter Obi and make an apology, or they will further go to court, take further legal action. Now, you see, no be only Unasabi send letter. Even Peter Obi is not a fool. The fact that he is keeping quiet, that's why somebody can come out on national television to say, I hate him. if he's coming to be Edo State, the governor will have to send me out for him to come in. Me and him cannot be in Edo State together. Who are you? Because the man is quiet, you feel that you can just come online and forget that this man is a former governor. Go and see all the former governors, how they carry themselves with pride. Is Wike not a former governor? That he's troubling Fubara. When Peter Obi came out from Anambra, did you see him telling Obiano what to do? Did you see him put his candidate there? Did you see him telling Obiano, say you must do like this as far as the ex-governor? The man respects himself, trying to fight for a better Nigeria, but you feel that you can insult him. He has taken legal action. Deji is a man I respect, no doubt. It's my friend, no doubt. But this one he did, I did not support. I don't support. Peter Obi have not done anything to anybody. He has not insulted anybody one day. If you have a video where you see Peter Obi insulting somebody, send me the video. Wallahi, I will respect you. Somebody that didn't insult anybody, just come and insult him. Talk about him the way you like. Paint him. That is defamation of character now. You are a lawyer. Didn't you know? You defame his character now. You talk about me the way I'm not. If I don't like it, I seek redress. I write a letter to you. You defame me. It's defamation of character. The man have suffered defamation too much. Let's be mindful. Please. Peter Obi did not do anybody anything. We talk and say this man is even a Peter Obi boy. Every time I agree. I don't support any party. I like personality. Like I say, even Daji is my friend, is my man. I like his guts. But all of a sudden, I don't understand him again. Yes, I'm the spice creator. I bring you breaking news. Google me if you like. Don't Google me. That is your business. But everything I have said is alleged.
Shay, help us, oh. Help us. There is God, oh. There is God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh. God should descend, oh. Today God will descend here. Nigerian women will not cry in vain. Nigerian women will not cry in vain. This thing will end today. My sisters, if your child lost, will you stay and keep quiet? Will you people stay and keep quiet? The president now is calling you, come, I want to help you. You don't want to appear. Will you agree? No. Now the first lady is calling you, come, I want to help you. Come to find your child, your missing child. Will you keep quiet? No. Child, there is God, oh. There is God, oh. The bloods we are sharing, there is God, oh. There is God, oh. There is God, oh. There is God, oh. There is God, oh.
It's okay. Okay, it's okay. In everything we are doing, there is God too. So yeah, that's somebody who is an obedient, who doesn't really support any party like he said, but he admires Obi. And it feels like, I mean, come on. A lot of you can use this energy on the Tinubu and his gang. Find a common ground if you indeed genuinely want to save the contraption, the one Nigeria. But is there anything like one Nigeria? Well, let's listen to Ozekomeh. Mike Ozekomeh is a senior lawyer in Nigeria, and he's also a guest speaker, or maybe a speaker because he's a lawyer at a lawyer conference, right, in Enugu. So he addressed the audience, reminded them of the breakdown of a law and order, rule of law in that contraption per se, and how those who are supposed to be upholding the ethic of a legal profession, as it should, have faltered, right? And Nigeria is breaking into pieces right before their very eyes. So what are they doing about it? Now that they have the beasts of no nations ruling or ruining the contraption. It's a long watch, and I think you enjoy it, right? Let's go to Enugu and listen to Ozekomeh. Here.
In starting my paper, I would want to, they have to make it available, please. Make it available, please. Let me first make allusion to the paper presented by the CDF, Chief of Defense Staff, ably represented by the GOC here, when they talked about what they call national security. We have had that again and again, national security. Right from the time of the Lugadian amalgamation of January 1, 1914. January 1, 1914, all the colonial masters, all the military youngsters in this country, up to the present government, they talk about national security. It is a lie. National security. The reality is that their national security is actually government security. It's not security for you and I. Many of you, when you were coming to Enugu on this journey, were you not scared? Were some of you not followed by fully armed personnel? Because there's no national security. It is just government security, security of those in power. To manage or mismanage your resources. That's the idea of their so-called national security. And let me also say, and I thank God that many of the officers are here representing the various securities. For as long as you do not respect citizens' rights, for as long as you do not respect lawyers' rights to practice their profession without molestation, we will continue to fight. When you seize a lawyer's fees, professional fee for doing his work, the fight will go on. EFCC seized my money, 75 million naira. I was doing a case for a client to, guess what, some lawyers were advising me, forget about the case, don't go to court. I said, when have we become so scared, so afraid, that we can't even take care of our own rights as lawyers, not to talk of other citizens? If you can't fight for yourself, how can you fight for others? So when I went to court, thank God the court held up to the Court of Appeal that a lawyer does not need to know the source with which his professional fees are paid. Do you know what? Wait a moment, I'm not finished. You know what they were trying to tell us, lawyers? Because I'm looking at this topic from a different perspective entirely. Even from my own paper presentation, because there are realities we must face. So when a client comes to you, and after listening to his problem or her problems, and you agree on a fee, you will ask the client, hello, you are going to pay me now. Say yes. What source is the money? Supposing he tells you, I have just sold a property. Then you say, okay, can I see the papers or the property? So as to be sure that the money is not laundering money. Come on, we can't go on like that. If a lawyer is paid with proceeds of crime, and the lawyer is aware, don't misunderstand me, and the lawyer is aware, or maybe is even an enabler of the payment of that proceed of crime, then such a lawyer should also answer for it. But if it is that a lawyer was honestly paid and he did not know, go after the people who paid the money, what you call the predicate offense, not the lawyer. Having said that, this rights we are talking about, rights. This is 1948, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, the African Charter on Human and People's Rights, the International Convention on Civil and Political Rights, the International Convention on Economic, Social, and Cultural Rights. These rights we are talking about, we know them, but are we enjoying them? Are we enjoying the rights? We are not enjoying the rights. When we don't have good governance, we don't have basic amenities of life, the rights mean nothing to us. Many of us here, we talk about personal or physical rights. That's the one we talk when we are talking about security. There are more important security matters that are known to you. Your emotional security, your mental security, your educational security, your job security, your economic, financial security. Many people you see are mad, they are crazy, because Nigeria has happened to them. But you don't know because they have powdered their faces, they have put on their part, they have put their wig, and you think everybody is well. I will sit down, maybe the chairman may give me 1 or 2 minutes later. But as I go to, let me tell you, these rights we are talking about are yours for grasp. They are your right. You have freedom of speech because God gave you your mouth to speak. You have freedom of movement because He gave you your limbs to move. So they are not donated to us. That is why we say they are inalienable. And Fela put it beautifully. Human rights, now my property. Human rights, now my property. You know, feed, give me my property. Animal won't give me my property. You cannot give me my property. Human rights, now my property. So therefore, you know, feed, give me my property. God bless you all. We want to stand up now and stand out. But I want to say, regrettably, for too long, we have not even been standing up. We have been sitting down or even lying down. What we have been doing has been a ritual, an annual ritual of having an AGC, whether in Port Harcourt, Lagos, Abuja, Enugu. Then we are already planning for the next year's own. Is that not what we are doing? Not only that, we are now politicking more than politicians, more than professional politicians. So, right now, positions for next year are already being canvassed. What time do we have for governance if we continue to now politic like politicians, professional politicians? Not only that, some lawyers I have observed in the last 25-30 years, they now practice bar. They don't practice law again. Let us interrogate society. Let us challenge impunity. Let us challenge governmental actions. Don't live like lawyers or bread and butter alone. Stand up and stand out. Thank you. You started my...
Tell me what are we producing and selling to other countries? Not even slippers. We eat the skin of our cows instead of turning them to beautiful bags and shoes. Eliminate that. It's a sign of poverty.
Amen. Right. Animals can't give you your property. Human right is your property. But Nigeria is being ruled by the beasts of no nation. You know the beast of no nation, right? Wherever they goes, they ruin it, they destroy everything. And they move to the next, and to the next, to the next. Sorrow. But in that same gathering was an outstanding lawyer that everybody's been talking about everything, everyone, this and that. And that is the lawyer to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He used the occasion to remind the attendees that in case if they are forgotten, there is a man, the prisoner of conscience, that Nigeria has spent so much, a fortune, to blacklist, blackmail, and they've had a lot of people killed simply because he's asking for a peaceful referendum and let the people choose. They criminalize self-determination, they criminalized it. So his lawyer was on the floor as well to call their attention briefly.
Sir, I really want to appreciate you for what you are doing in Enugu State. Unlike the disaster we are seeing in Imo State, you are doing very, very well. Coming to Enugu State, we don't need this thing for us to see what we are doing. In terms of infrastructural development, I see in Enugu State, I know how Enugu State used to be. We are doing very, very well. And sir, yesterday, you told us we are doing the opening section that the judiciary are receiving their money as at many. I personally carried out investigation, and one of the judicial officers told me that they are not receiving their money as you claim. And I noticed it that one of their magistrates, who happens to be my friend, used it to court. They said that they don't have the car. And I was asking, how do they have their money and they don't even have the car? Secondly, sir, they are listed across the Enugu State. And from over now, nobody is there. And the essence of that is injustice being suffered by the people of Southeast. So you are doing well. You are doing well. I can give it to you. Please, I want you to intensify effort. Let them become released so that you have peace. Thank you, God bless you.
Because I remember that Mba actually promised Undi Enugus that it would work in ensuring the release of Nnamdi Kanu, bring to an end the sit-at-home in Enugu. I think, sorry about that. So what happened is that Umba promised the Undi Enugus then that, if he become their governor, he would work to facilitate the release of Nnamdi Kanu. Like Solo Dump, who even went on to go and see Mazi in the DSS dungeon, right? So Umba, who promised as well to end sit-at-home and what have you, okay, has completely, reversed that, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still being held illegally on a trumped-up charges. No, hang on. I think Ozekomeh also had something to say about. No, he didn't. But Umba's response, right, is in this clip. Let's listen to that.
I'm a senior advocate of Nigeria.
Just one little question. The governor. I come to Enugu very often, so I'm not a stranger at all to Enugu. But it will be difficult for me to deny that I have not seen some ground-breaking changes. To do that will even be sinful. I don't want to be a sinner. Now, the question I want to ask, based on this theme of transformational leadership, a theme I have written extensively on, how are you able, or have you been able, in a highly politicized environment, an environment that is shut, infested by political buccaneers, in an environment where there is more politicking than governance? How have you been able to navigate through like Momopa, who we are told discovered the river Niger at Kainji, even though he let the people there drink the water? How have you been able to?
I'll start with the first speaker. The first is on the issue of sit at home. When we came into government from these 2 years ago, the situation we met on ground is one where everybody, whether you wanted or not, you were compelled to sit at home. And if you did not, it means that you're going to have a violent attack either on your property or on yourself. So that was the situation we met on ground. But I can tell you today, even in the Ozekomeh, I just made reference to, those who want to come to work, who want to trade on Monday, trade there in peace and in safety. And of course, you're a lawyer. You're not going to compel somebody who, due to his own, some political undertone or his political leaning, decides to stay at home. It is not my job to compel that person to come to work. But I can assure you for free that if you do want to come to work on Sunday and operate in a safe and secure environment, you're free to do so, and it's happening everywhere in Enugu. And today is Monday, we don't need to, you can just do your survey and do your assessment. That's on that.
It's very easy to say, by the way. So he's been commended that, he's doing well, even though the people of Enugu are still waiting for the water he promised them. And of course, the security that he's talking about. Enugu is experiencing, again, the surge of the same insecurity. Some from their own resident and what have you, and then the Fulani terrorists who are terrorizing their border, that you see their women protest all the time. But yeah, he didn't say anything about Nnamdi Kanu. That's the point. Said something about their sit at home. He never said anything about the release of Nnamdi Kanu. That same conference, there is a lawyer that didn't attend. He's a senior lawyer, according to him, but he has expressed his own personal disappointment in how union lawyers are being given recognitions when they were supposed to actually build their time, climb the leadership ladder. Like they have to, take their time and wait for their turn, so to say. So his expression and why in this clip.
My lords, justices, judges, live benchers, senior advocates of Nigeria, senior colleagues and colleagues. I did not attend the Nigerian Bar Association conference, but I've been following up. I saw some posts. Very, very junior lawyers. A few of them, not even up to a year post-call, are being given special recognition at fora during the conference. The legal profession, where I have participated in over 45 years, is not like that. I am Timothy Abiodun Olatokunbo Tubiye. In the legal profession, you climb to the top by paying your dues. If you have succeeded outside the legal profession, that does not make you occupy position seniors occupy in the legal profession. We have to correct things. Really, I'm very, very sad at the way very, very junior lawyers who have succeeded outside the profession are being given honorary status. I will not mention names. Some of them made it in politics, in showbiz, perhaps in as actors. I would have felt bad if I were in the hall and I'm sitting sweating at the back or wherever, and you find an actor, somebody who is an actor, maybe 3-4 years at the bar, sitting in front where senior advocates of Nigeria, benchers, life benchers are sitting. The legal profession is not like this. I urge in future, what has happened in Enugu should never happen again. You come into the profession, you pay your dues. I remember many years ago when I was very young at the bar, a very senior lawyer came to court, and I was sitting at the edge of a long seat. And he came and he asked me politely to move to the center of the bench, and I refused. And the man, he did nothing, he said nothing. It was much, much later that I realized that juniors were supposed to sit at the center of the long chair. Why? Because seniors move from court to court, so they sit at the edge. Unfortunately, I could not go back to apologize to this senior. That is the way our profession is structured. There are traditions. These are culture we have acquired over the years. I commented about benchers going to shake hands with newly called to the lawyers newly called to the bar. When we were called to the bar, we never saw benchers. They file. After the call, they file away to a room, and we don't have contact with them. We have tradition. Let us uphold the tradition in the legal profession. That is my take. That is my take.
It is smoke Igbo. It is take Indian.
Baba, like, I know it's your profession, sure you get. And it's probably like, you know, trying to point that out, you know, their usual, what do they call that thing? Like the ethics. And they're like, once you begin to model it up, then the entire, the entire referred position of being a lawyer or the congregation of lawyer will be defeated. So that generation, and the generation we will see or more, they are like sticking to the rules until they breathe their last. So you can imagine what it probably was like in his house. And I said, Daddy, maybe you should make a video. As in, people in the house are tired of him complaining. I can imagine what it was like for him when he was watching the conference on TV. The rage, like, God damn it. Can you believe this? You know, that kind of old man anger in the house. That those who are younger will be like, Daddy, it's nothing. What do you mean it's nothing? This is an aberration. This is you know, all those kind of baba. So, okay, Daddy, maybe you should go and make a video and post it on the internet. They will see your video. It's okay, right. That's what I'm going to do exactly. Bring my phone to my office now. Say, my Lord, sir, I have observed, old man, our life the change in Nigeria at Iwagota. All those things, rules-based, this and that, they are no longer effective. Nobody cares about any rules anymore. Everybody's doing whatever they want to do, starting with those in government. So what do you expect? It's a place where they do anyhow. The anyhowness, I mean, what do they call them? Yeah, Baba? Anyway, that's on that side. So I decided to put that Werewike's video because that was Werewike leading the church. Like that. One in Konoma. Werewike. And that is what will take us back to what Ozekomeh said. That because you see people, they put on this makeup, they have this, they dress nice. Mad people played, including those who are ruining that contraption. Mad people full everywhere. No joke. Here is one of them who brags in front of his own people in his states. That's you know, Rago. The Rago of Niger State. You remember that guy? Yeah. He faced his own people and he told them that it's nobody's business, even if he had to sell Niger State to raise money. It's nobody's business. The animals. Animals, they wear agbada. Animal, they put sutu. Animal, they wear khaki. Animal, they put tayo. Rago of Niger.
Ni ma kaina na samu shugaban kasar ce hanyar maji har mai nema a banmin nasu to zan jin siyar da Niger ma samu kudin gina Niger na ruwan wani nake ciwon kai wani ke sha mun panadol ku bari ran da zan bar kujeran gwamna rai da lafiya bayan shekara na 8 a gwamna a lokacin zan kawo certificate da ta jihar Niger ga abin da na same ku ga abin da na ban muku don ba zan ku da bashi Allahu Akbar to saboda haka an damu an ci bashi to ba ma fara ci yanzu a fara ci wanda aka ci da ya kai da shi a ce makarantu ba su da kyau mu muka bata ko muna gyarawa ne asibitai ba su da kyau mu muka bata ko muna gyarawa ne hanya ba su da kyau mu muka bata ko muna gyarawa ne amma yaran cikin gida sai ku tashi kuna korafi kuna kokawa kamar cewa daga zuwa mu shekara biyu mun lalata makarantu ko mun lalata asibiti ba za mu tozar da juna ba da yan jam'iyyar amma mu ba nuisance lele.
That's him. Rago of Niger. I've been a Rago of Mina. We should be calling him Rago, the Rago of Mina. The guy who, since that guy became their governor, right? He has increased their state debt by over 300 billion naira. Oh, talking about 300 billion naira, by the way. Oyo people, are you aware that Oyo State House of Assembly approved a new loan for Solo Makinde Ibadan? 300 billion naira loan. Yeah, they said it's for rejuvenation, something. I gave it a name. They want to go and borrow 300 billion naira for Solo Makinde Ibadan. But that's just by the way. Okay. So, Rago he actually was telling his guys there that everybody's complaining that he's borrowing. What is their business? Even if he sells Niger State to raise money, which will be their own business. They can cry blood if they want to cry blood. When they are done, but you could tell everybody. Yeah? And you won't be able to pretend for too long. Like those who are living in Lekki. Right? Somebody said that 90% of, shopping complexes in Lekki, they're either, folded up, operating partially, or they are in the process of actually closing up totally. 90% of them. So one of them made a video yesterday. Like this one.
This is on a Saturday, 2 p.m. in the very popular ShopRite shopping mall in the VI on the Iru heading towards Lekki Tollgate axis. When we say that Nigeria is facing a cost of living crisis, people think it's a joke. This is the parking, and you see how scanty and empty it is. See how empty and scanty it is. It's very simple. I mean, these things they don't make themselves up. The government can lie to themselves all they want. But it's very clear that Nigeria is going through a major cost of living crisis. Very difficult. 2 years ago, anybody who knows this environment 2 years ago and comes back to see it in the current situation will cry for Nigeria. 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 2-3 years ago, you struggled to find space. You struggled to find space on a Saturday afternoon. Incredible. Incredible.
Ronukus commenting on that video, they were like, now the place where you go, this will go to the place early in the morning, and he's expecting the place to be busy. And others were like, if ShopRite, that's a ShopRite's problem. Obaino is working. Keniko is still, the Ronukus. And the message right there is just so you know that no matter how much you pretend that everything is fine, right? There's much of pretense that you can actually take in before you begin to tell yourself that living in denial is not the dismissal of reality. That you are denying it doesn't mean that it's not existing. But ego tells you. That's what they say. And look at the Rago himself with Kolu in Brazil. Rago Mina. They see them. Eye service in Igbo, right? They will tell you it's our culture. Our culture said we should respect elders. This nalayo. Eye service and Kolu is like living like a royalty. All right. He's enjoying it. And they've told them, once you see him, just go on the floor like that. You can even prostrate for him. Don't say it's because you are governor. You can get anything you want. Do you understand? You can get away with anything too. This is their time. And everybody can use the opportunity to feather their own nests as much as they can. Yeah? Except for this emir of Iwo. Remember, Rashidi Dangbana Shoko, emir of Iwo. You don't go Canada. The African Wahala. Did you see this guy around? Because he came to renew his passports. And while he's making the video, he told us that Canada is the best country in the world. And this is somebody who is a king in Yoruba land and promoting the Saudi religious ideology in the Yoruba tradition. So he turned himself to emir, right? He's a drug addict too, or drug abuser, or whatever you want to call him. Rashidi Dangbana sent us this video from Canada.
Yeah, so my passport is only expired yet to expire next year. But I give me feet because it's 10 years for me. So give me feet to come and renew my passport. It's a 24-hour service. I renew my passport from this old one. And you can see you have to punch holes on that. So and I got a new one. Another 10 years. Passports renewal of the best country in the world. Nigeria is going to be best too. But right now, believe me, Canada is the best of the best country in the world. I love Canada. I love it. Yeah.
Rashidi Dangbana, and that is the emir of Iwo. People from Iwo, I've had one or two people from Iwo that felt kind of like upset that I called him emir of Iwo. Emile Makoramoni, Kintemi. Some of you are comfortable with it too, because some of you believe that you are Larubawa. Do you know that? There are some of these deranged people that are around these guys. Around this guy in Iwo. They watched him desecrate the same traditional institution that made him king. About one number back home, there's this old man. They said that man was like about 90. Right? So the man won't budge. You know, he kept kind of like saying, this is how we do things, this is how we do things. Rashidi Dangbana sent his boys. One number by right? Olokusileni. You get what I mean? Like them beat him. Old man. Few days later, the old man died in his house. This guy. He said all this traditional, this and that, they are pure rubbish. He said that every now and then. And there are those lunatics in a war. Some of them are always like with this, their bed sheets. You know, those bed sheets that people will wrap on their head like that. Because they believe that they are from Saudi. They are Yorubas. So these are the guys he surrounded himself with. And they are telling him that Iwo is Larubawa. Anybody that is not, we don't want Aborisha. We don't want anything like that madman. You see? These are part of the bastards in Yoruba land that are now grown up. And look at what they are doing to the same culture, tradition, and everything about Yoruba. And they are still using it as their meal ticket, by the way. I'm a Yoruba. Where's my share? Give me my own share. They are using their Yoruba-ness as their meal tickets to get their own little crumb from this contraption. So if you look at me, if you are from Iwo and you look at me somehow, you're going to wear somehow. Like I'm not the person you have to look somehow. Go and look at that lunatic. They actually unfortunately put your town on the map for the wrong reason. So don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like that because I'm going to wear like that. I've actually seen majority of them on social media, Baba. I want lunatic and they are Yorubas, so their hatred for who they are not kind of like be described in a single video. Yeah, that's him. He's a Canadian. That's The thing with many of your politicians too. That is the same thing with most of these, these Abroadian Ronukus that love Nigeria from abroad. Everybody is fighting for their second passport. Once you have your own second passport, Canadian, British, American, and their children are carrying all these passports, suddenly they will tell you they love Nigeria so much. Well, Nigeria is our country. We need to, but the Weres will never relocate to that, their country, their beautiful country. Sort of. For the same reason why they ran away, is the same reason why they won't run back, they won't go back. And if they did go back, like they managed to go back, the reason why they are going back is because they have something called insurance. Oh, I used to have all my British passports here too, but it's not here. You know, it was like the time when I left Nigeria, right? And when I landed in Heathrow, right? Then I got into their subway, got on the train to Erith, and I was just looking everywhere like, UK, not Lily. London, not Lily. Is this still London? You know, now, say I didn't go into Tampa, say I was just kind of like, everything looks like normal thing now, like ordinary things anybody could build. So instead of me to start fancying the UK, come on, UK. About every demo come, man, Romania, like I'm always like angry. That is what actually kickstarted Maiyegun's diary Politico. Instead of me to become, some of you, they gave a COS visa to, right? And you came to the UK and you turn yourself to bloggers. Ladies and gentlemen, but see, let me show you. If you want to come to the UK and you want to beat this, and I want to get, you want to convert your COS to Oshita and Shen time, yeah. All those Oribruko advice. Let me advise you, it's very cheap to live in Nigeria. See, let me tell you guys, see, London is not easy. We are also, see, it's not easy. See, since I came here, let me tell you how I'm making money. Let me tell you, all those nonsense. I didn't do that. I was making videos showing those who are trapped in the place and showing them that, look at this place. So now road be this so, now pathway be this so, now school be this so, now hospital be this so, now houses be this so. Which of these things do you think is supernatural that can be built or put in place? For those who know me very well, that's why you see people who will talk about time. I remember that time you were in the kitchen. I was always angry, not impressed, just angry. I was angry at just those guys who are making those decisions in that contraption. But yeah, of course, myself, probably right now, I'm going to have to take their, take their British passport too. I need insurance too, at least. And I'm honest with it. Rather than those who knows that contraption is not working, but they are praising them from outside there, the contraption, right? Gaslighting people on social media to love their country. You don't talk like that about your country. Let us talk well about it. All those people, they know what they are doing. Everybody knows what they are doing. They know that even if they try to go back there and they Amy, yeah, I know they come here again, they have that insurance. He could have stayed back in Nigeria and let that passport expire. He's a king in Nigeria. He's not supposed to be a Canadian anymore. His counterpart from Ikwetumodu, Akwetu of Ikwetumodu, the 419 COVID-19 scammer, is going to be in jail in America for 4 years now. He's an American, but they go back to that contraption. They give their backing to the entire corrupted system, nothing from where they are coming from. And they're always willing and ready to pack their bags and go back to that place. At any age, or Joko see Nigeria, right? And be believing the criminals benefited from the rot. Tell you that Ilela Bosimioko is not easy abroad too. We in this country is the only country you have. Now only you get that. See, some of you, now only Nigeria you get. Me, I get British this. I can get an American one too if I want. Yeah, all I have to do is just put some time into it. Yeah, I'm not just going to hold that Nigerian P. Now I have another country. I can have other countries too. But those who don't get other countries, maybe say that they hold that same passport. They are your politicians, your royal fathers, your pastors, your imams. They have all different passports of different countries. From Qatar to Saudi to Europe to America to all these Asian countries. They have passports of those countries. They have second countries. They have second homes, but they are destroying Nigeria. And they are telling you not to fight. That if you fight, and you let us, this country goes up in smoke. We don't have another country. They do. You don't. And they are willing to run to that place. So you are watching them destroy your own, the only one you think you have. You watch them destroy it. You defend them. But guess what? With a single, blink, pum, one, pam, they have disappeared to all those places for safety. You can use your brain before they use you. That's up to you, not me. Here is somebody who believes that Tinubu doesn't deserve a second term. I think we all know that. So I'm going to keep that show you now. See?
Tinubu does not deserve a second term, and this is why. It is said that to whom much is given, much is expected. Tinubu has been given more resources than any other president who has ever ruled this nation, even more than the military dictators. But what is he doing with the money? It was alleged that over 7 trillion naira was used to subsidize fuel on a monthly basis. But the so-called increment to the increment in state allocation does not amount to 2 trillion naira. So what is he doing with the money? Yet there is no infrastructure development anywhere in the nation, not even the roads. Our federal roads have been abandoned completely. He has even dismantled the Federal Road Maintenance Agency. Now, a responsible government should be carrying out massive development everywhere, including investing this money for future development. But instead, there is no investment anywhere. He is borrowing more and more, and we are still in debt of over $43 billion. Nigeria is still in debt of over $43 billion. And so what can we say Tinubu is doing for us? What can we say Tinubu is doing for us? With all the resources, instead of us to expect from him, he has discouraged our expectation or our interest or our hope in the Nigerian government completely. We have lost hope in the Nigerian government completely. Is this the kind of person that we should be talking about a second term about? Or that we should support for a second term? He absolutely has nothing to offer. But look at the things that he has ruined, the level of damages that he has caused. Number one, he removed fuel subsidy, increasing the cost of petroleum products by over 500%. He has devalued the naira, increasing the naira has lost value of over 100%. He has increased tariffs of all kinds by over 300%. He has set our economy backward by over 60 years. He has normalized corruption. He has increased insecurity by over 50%. He has promoted disunity. Nigeria has never been this disunited. He has transformed us from a socialist state to a capitalist state. Now there is nothing. Students were given scholarship. Now students are given loans. Where do you expect? Where are the jobs? That students should be given loans to pay. In nations where students are given loans, there are jobs for them. In fact, most students work while they study. But here there are no jobs, and yet you are bringing the policy of student loans. And so he's rather improving poverty and indebtedness, which there is no hope for any. That is absolutely slavery. Where's the hope for the students to pay the loan? Before now, even while subsidy was paid, students were given loans, and today students were given scholarship. He transformed it to student loan, thereby putting the students into indebtedness, financial indebtedness, without any hope of recovery. He has discouraged patriotism. Nigerians have lost hope in their nation completely. Is this the kind of person that we should be discussing about second term about? Any lunatic.
We are a poor nation. the bank code will follow. They say firewood not full. They say we need to plant more trees. And they are not giving us money. We need to open our eyes, shine it, and tell the West. If you don't guarantee our finances and work with us to stop this, we are not going to comply with your climate change. They're doing.
Fellow Nigerians, this is just the beginning.
So you are reminded to, this is just the beginning. Bless you. So I'm kind of like trying to figure out how my video seems to be like lagging. You know, it's like roboty somehow. I'm coming to the end of the broadcast anyway. Yeah, because I had the line opened and it's like majority of you just enjoyed listening, just sit there listening and dragging yourselves in the comments. So we'll wrap it up in a minute or two, or maybe 5. But first, let's go take a look at this alleged fight between the Hausas, the locals, and the police in Lagos. It's the other part of Lagos, so not Lagos Island. It is wala everywhere. I mean, if you need to add those ones as an extra to other political misnomers, right? There's so many misnomers going on everywhere. There's another guy who got caught for stealing POS machine, point of sale machine. You know, that machine they use, your POS, right? So he went to a shop, stole one, pretended to be a customer. He wanted to buy something. Meanwhile, he was just there to swap that person's POS machine, right? And then he got caught. And then this happened.
Sir? James in here. To my long change the POS, lot of money POS. Shaman, what is your own name?
Mr. Monday Awoke.
Awoke? Yes. How is your POS? Waiting do your POS?
I did come buy market for my shop.
Who?
This bag.
On when?
On Sunday. I come buy market for my shop. I say make I help and print the paper. as he tell me say make I help am create the paper. So I know say don't use the opportunity to change my thing. He say make I help am check account balance whether the money wey dey there go reach wetin go buy. I help am change the account balance. So na so they use the opportunity. Come dey say make I supply market, say make I sell ororo, make I sell epo. As I dey sell am, na no say don't use the opportunity to swap my POS. As he collect the, as he do finish, me I wan carry my POS put inside. I no come see, no be my own be this.
So now you don't change your own POS, abi? Yes, on Sunday, abi?
Yes, sir.
Okay, as all these POS
is here, my 150,000
inside the POS. Okay.
My POS.
Okay, as this POS come dey here now, point your own. Say whether this one wey you change now, whether your own go wey carry dey here.
My own, where carry?
Now your POS be this.
I be no be my POS.
Wey carry
for my shop,
and then withdraw 150,000 inside this one.
Yes, Olomitutu bus stop.
Okay. Ilé agbèwá kò ní gbọ́dọ̀ alẹ̀. Ṣé o ti rí bó ṣe wà yìí? O ti ń ṣe ti pẹ́. Ọlọ́run mú ẹ lénìí.
A young man who specializes in stealing people's POS machine and then going behind them, hacking it to withdraw money from it. Whatever is the balance. I don't know how that works anyway, but they caught him. Right? And I believe that is just the local security men that caught him. This other guy is not that lucky. In Abuja, a jewelry store or a jewelry store owner cried out, right? Because his shop got vandalized overnight. And according to him, goods worth over 500 million naira were carted away. I don't know how to react, but here is the clip.
Hello Nigerians, good morning. My name is Clinton and I'm the owner of Queen Gold Lagos, which is located at Atlantic Mall in Chevron. Please, I need you people to come to my help. So on Tuesday, I came to my shop. I sell gold jewelries at Atlantic Mall in Chevron. I came to my shop where I have, where I have a lot of jewelries. Came into my shop that morning. Look at the way they broke into my shop and stole items worth over 500 million naira. Everything I've ever worked for in this life. Everything I've ever worked for in this life. God. He man took everything I've ever worked for in this life. Every single day I say, God, please help me. Get away with everything. Look at my shop. Look at my shop.
Are you going to say amen or you're not going to say amen when I give you this prayer? But it's up to you. May Nigeria not happen to you. I won't say more than that. Okay? Because the impunity we talk about, right? The misgovernance that we talk about, in a broken down system or state, this is going to be a common thing, unfortunately. Let's call it a none. So thank you so much for your time. So if I come back later this evening, right, I am going to probably take a chance to do a bit of a fundraiser, right, and see what I can possibly get. So, but for those who are here this afternoon, remember that sharing the broadcast itself is a great deal of help. Trust me. I know. So share this broadcast, like it if you haven't done any of that, and join me later, if you can, tonight. Good afternoon.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun diary na him be number one.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun diary na him be number one.
Maiyegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú.
Maiyegun diary na him be number one.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun diary na him be number one.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí.
Maiyegun diary na him be number one.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun diary na him be number one.
Bó bá ṣe eré àní Maiyegun máa wí.
Maiyegun diary na him be number one.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun diary na him be number one.
Maiyegun diary Politico.
Maiyegun diary na him be number one.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun.
Maiyegun diary na him be number one.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Maiyegun diary na him be number one.
Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun diary na him be number one.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe. Fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sè mọ́bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ̀lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.